appoint you to be our authority because you said so. God has a right to say because I said so. The Supreme Court of Israel has to say that, can say that. The Bet Din of Baltimore needs me to sign on. And if you think I'm wrong, talk to the Rabbinical Assembly of America, Rabbi Jonah Reese, because what it says in Shulchan Aruch, in Choshen Mishpat, in the first 3 or 4 chapters, I don't know, I've already begun to forget it, says, I need to sign on. I didn't sign on. You have no jurisdiction over us. You know why they backed down? Because the Shulchan Aruch said what I said it said. It's just written in Hebrew, not even Aramaic or Yiddish. In other words, we talk back as Jews, as people of the book. The book, the Sefer, beats the Sayif in the long haul. Because the book means principle. Right makes might. Because we convince people to do good. One of the things that modern Orthodox people don't do, we don't have passion for good. We are a style, we're not a commitment. Like when you go to Paris to protest, I had a case to do that and I failed. We were supposed to march at Selma with Abraham Heschel and Saul Berman. Saul Berman wasn't famous then. My parents would let me go, and my parents said to me, we feed you, we forbid you, that's the way it is. And dutiful Jewish kid, that's the way it was. But when I was in Eretz Yisrael for the '67 war, I volunteered for the army. I didn't know it was a mitzvah then. Frankly, it seemed to me to be the right thing to do. Not because I was a Christian. Doing what's right, even when it's against the consensus, is a sign of a real Jew and a real, like it's Moses and the midwives. I asked my successor in Springfield, if the great rabbis would disagree, and you have a conscience, would you disagree with them? He said, like what? Like drafting your wife in the Israeli army, as required by the Talmud and forbidden by the Gedolim. If I have a debate between God and the Gedolim, God wins. The reason I love this rabbi so much is the guts to take on power to power. You can't lead if you don't know where you're going. And sometimes you have to have the courage to compromise. Sometimes you have the courage to kick in tuchis. In other words, I'm not a peacenik. I don't like to fight, but if I fight to win. I don't fight to lose. It's not like Vietnam, you don't fight to draw. You either fight to win or you get out. You don't fight to draw. We made a mistake in Vietnam. And you know, there's a very fine Orthodox rabbi who said the same thing, and he knew this because he was American, not European. His name was Aaron Soloveitchik. He said, the Vietnam War is a sin. Why? Because it was trumped up. It was a trumped up war. He sided with the peaceniks. Why? Most Orthodox Jews, I believe in power and authority. We believe in power and right authority. We do not believe in wrong authority. A rabbi saying I said so can be questioned. You said, when the Gemara has a mission, it doesn't understand. It says, Menachane Milei. How do you know that? Who asked you to do this? We are empowered as Jews to say, why should I listen to you? And I trained the synagogue to ask that question every other day, and you did. And that's why you have strength. It's not my strength. It's strength that you have. Because you feel empowered by the Torah, not disempowered to be slaves. We were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. Serve God correctly means you have guts to make an informed decision. Not, I go with the crowd because I want to be accepted by them. A real friend will accept your right to be different. I have a brother-in-law who's a progressive, and we have arguments, but we respect each other. I think he's wrong and naive. He thinks I side too much with the fascists. And that's how we talk to each other.
Rabbi, can you tell us what you do these days? What's your daily routine? Are you working? Are you
He's drinking margaritas.
You had in this congregation a wonderful program with the Society of Biblical Literature. There's a guy in that program called Zay Farber who got flack for coming out of the closet as a modern Bible scholar. And I'm writing a book in his defense. I'm up to page 280. If you email me, I'll send you a copy as far as the text is gone. Second, I work for a lady called Sharona Halakman, who runs a group called Torah Riva, Adult Education for Modern Orthodox Jews, where we were studying Mishlei, Parshat HaShavua, and Jewish law. And Sharon is teaching I'm teaching for advanced students. Sharon is teaching basic. And I'm working for Rabbi Riskin in interfaith dialogue. Here's a funny story. I ever call Rabbi Moshe Tendler, Rosh Yeshiva at Yeshiva University, every yontif, and he said, I understand you're talking to the Goyim. So I said, what's that the sound made by church bells? Goyim, goyim. No, you're not allowed to do that. So I said, what's the prohibition? Rabbi Soloveitchik said so. I said, that's very nice. He read the Gemara, Avodah Zarah, Mem Gimel Amud Bey. I'm allowed to do interfaith dialogue. Oh, am I misquoting the Gemara? I said, no. Well, how can you teach them Torah? I said, my monitor has an essay on that. If the Christians believe that God wrote the Bible, are you allowed to teach the Bible to them? My monitor said, yes. Am I wrong? I said, no. I said, do you study Christian theology? Oh, you mean in Archeton Logo? Does anyone know what that means? In Archeton Logo means?
The beginning was the word.
No, the Jews say it different. The beginning was the nerd and the nerd. Okay. So he said, okay. I was testing you. He said, give me a break. My own opinion is Israel needs all the allies it gets. And the liberals, like the Presbyterians, want to boycott Israel. Why don't they boycott Hamas? Why don't they boycott Saudi Arabia that doesn't let women drive cars? Is this really an ethical issue? Why are you picking Israel to boycott? No one else. Why don't you boycott South Africa today, where you have a black elite oppressing a black proletariat? And why don't we do this for Russia? Why is Europe not boycotting Russia? Blowing planes out of the sky, invading Ukraine like Sudetenland? Why don't they get boycotted? Because they have oil. Who here knows Hebrew? Hayamim cholafim shana overet aval hamanginat tamid nisheret. Same song. In other words, we boycott them because we can get away with it, not right or wrong. In other words, boycott? Basically, you haven't made peace with the Judaism that believes in the Sefer, the book, more than the Saif, the sword. A Judaism that empowers people not to think like people of the herd, who do lockstep jump. Think like me or go to hell. We have rambunctious people, and I tried to make you rambunctious, so you are empowered by the Torah, not enslaved by people who speak on Torah's behalf, because they can read it, you can't. You can read it too. For example, when they have this song, it ain't necessarily so. You know what's ain't necessarily so? The things that you're liable to read in the Bible. You know what melody that is? Baruch Hu es Hashem Barah. They know what they're, in other words, the Jew asks the question, why should I listen? You have to persuade, not coerce. That's a message that Orthodoxy has to learn. I didn't try to tell you I'm right and the others are wrong. It was asked to express by Rabbi Mintz what I happen to think. I presented what I thought. It's a model for you. It's not what you should think. You have to think the way you think. I didn't try to convince you or persuade you. My assignment was how I, as a Jew, handle this conundrum. I have to see the position of the other. Otherwise, I'm shooting blind. Doesn't mean I give in to the other. I have my position too. And I see the complexity, the multidimensionality, the pluralism of reality, the modernism of multiple truths. And I have to make my own guess. That's why Reagan didn't balance the budget, because it would be harmful to do so. He knew when to compromise. And so did Bill Clinton, know when to compromise. Life, the word compromise in Hebrew is efshar. A peshara is a compromise. Efshar is what's possible. If you want what's impossible, you're committing suicide. Who here is married and never compromised? You know what you call a husband who's always right? Divorce. You couldn't get away with it. In other words, I'm not coming to you with easy answers, with dogma. Life gives no room for dogma. You have commitments, you have passions, and compromise them with integrity. That is a tough road to hoe.
I compromise. She's always right.
That's not a compromise. That's called prudence. You asked for that. I have to tell you, one of the things that convinced me to come to this show was when you came to the hotel where I was in, and you started talking to me. Remember? And I said, here's a live one who thinks, who has a spiritual dimension, who is his own man, this is the kind of Jew I can talk to. I'm not interested in herd thinking. Every Jew is to be a moral agent. You have a right to your mind. My job is not to tell you what to think, but how to think Jewishly in your own clothing, in your own mind, and in your own heart. So I don't try to convince anybody of anything. Did you notice? What I think works for me. And my family disagrees with me. The last Seder I had with my kids in the States, before I moved to here, my son-in-law and my son were yelling at me and saying, Abba, you're stupid, you're crazy, you don't know how to read, you're an idiot. I'm used to it. Right? I got it all the time. And I was smiling happily. My father-in-law was, he should rest in peace, was that. It's terrible. No, they're there to challenge me. And I have to answer in a way that persuades. I'm not the papa, the authority figure. God is the authority. And if I can't persuade, I have to shut up and decide. That's what this community has. That's why this is modern Orthodox. Because the only way to be authentically Orthodox is to be modern. It's not a sin. It's a mitzvah. Now let me ask you a question. What did I say what you expected me to say? Good. What did you expect me to say?
Everything that you say always surprises me. I think you're going to go down this path, and suddenly you veer to the right, and then you veer to the left. And it keeps me on my toes.
For a guy with
I'm
bad
not
legs,
getting
that's
as
pretty
many
good.
of your jokes as I did when you were here. That I have to say.
Well, I have a new repertoire. Never expect me to say what you expect me to say.
So, I want to thank Rabbi Yuter so very much for gracing us. Like I said,